It's time.
It's time.
Time to meet the women who make a living around fast cars.
Hello, ladies.
This is Women Take the Wheel.
Sit down, strap in, and turn on all you got.
Nikki Clark is taking you behind the scenes.
You're ready to win.
Let me tell you, these cars, they get up and go pretty good.
Introducing you to women drivers, crew members, and fans of the racing world. Plus, Nikki is bringing you the latest racing news in Indiana and beyond.
We're going to bring it to you from the tower as they get ready to pull into the beam.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
All right, strap yourselves in.
Getting off the track and in your ears. This is Women Take the Wheel.
Come on, baby.
With your host,
Here we go.
Nikki Clark.
Hi, I'm Nikki Clark, your host for Women Take the Wheel here on the All Indiana Podcast Network. And on this episode, I am joined by Pro Stock driver Camrie Caruso. We are going to talk about the amazing weekend that she had in Houston, Texas, from qualifying number 1 to being part of history in the first all-female final in NHRA Pro Stock. What was it like for her? Oh my gosh, we're going to talk about all that coming up next.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
And welcome to Women Take the Wheel. I am your host, Nikki Clark, and I am here with Camrie Caruso, who is coming off an amazing weekend in Houston. How are you doing today, Camrie?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. And we have to talk about Pro Stock driver Camrie Caruso, your 5th race, number 1 qualifier, and you make it to the final round. Did you have a good feeling coming into this weekend that you're like, this is going to be good?
Well, it's definitely been interesting, but thank you very much. It's crazy to think about, like, that we actually have an NHRA Pro Stock team.
And the fact it's only your 5th race. Your 5th race, you are, I mean, this is proving you can drive anything, and you've picked up on this so quick.
It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely not just to me. The props definitely go to my team because I wouldn't have been able to excel as fast without them.
And your crew chief, Jim Yates, what's your relationship like with your crew chief? I mean, are you guys always talking out, strategizing, stuff like that?
I talk to Jim probably 4 or 5 times a day, actually, whether it be around racing or other things. So it's definitely awesome to be able to have that open communication with him.
Yeah, you need that with your crew chief, and that's what makes a successful team. So that is very cool. So walk me through that first run when you set that number 1 qualifying spot. Did you know, like, before you got your time slip, did you know that was like an awesome run?
It felt really smooth and really good inside the car, but I didn't know that it was a number 1 qualifier run by any means. The funny part about that is right before we made that run under the tower, I radioed to Jim and I was like, let's go number 1. Like, that'll be fun. And he was like, yeah, how about we just go down the racetrack? And I'm like, what's the fun in that?
Yeah.
But then it actually turned into be number 1, and it actually held up, which the weather really worked in our favor.
And especially for Houston, that was a surprise because that's known as being a very rainy, high humidity track. So for you guys to actually have 3 days of racing just shocked me myself.
Yeah, it was crazy how it all worked out, to be honest.
Have you raced at that track before?
Nope, that was my first time at Houston.
Oh, wow. I'm like, you did really good. Now, let's talk about the fact that this is only your 5th race. I mean, you do have a win in top alcohol. how many races did you race in that before you got your first win?
I think it was 2.
So pretty much you can drive anything.
Gainesville Regional, and then it was Norwalk Regional. Yeah, that was my second race.
Oh my God, that's incredible. And so what other cars have you driven for people who don't know about you, because you've driven before in Pro Stock. You've driven other cars. I don't know if people remember that. So what other class of cars have you driven?
Junior dragsters, of course. Super Comp, Top Dragster, Top Alcohol Dragster, Outlaw 632, and then Pro Stock.
Yep, driving. Are we going to see, and I was going to ask this later, but I'll ask it now. Are we going to see you drive other cars like a la maybe Alex Laughlin and Dave Conley, who also race Top Fuel? Is that something you'll ever do?
Honestly, I'm not sure. If the right opportunity comes around, then I'm not going to say no to something. But I think we're pretty content with where we are right now. Nice. And I think we're going to stick with this for quite some time.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So let's go back to this. So you're number one qualifier. You got your first yellow hat, 5 races in. Here's a question I had because I was talking to you. I love your relationship with your dad. You and your dad are just like such an awesome pair out there. What does he say to you before you go down the track?
It really varies. Sometimes he tells me not to mess up. Sometimes he says good luck. Sometimes he says, all right, I'll see you next time. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
But basically it's all words of encouragement.
Yes.
It is. And so like your last qualifying run, what did he say? Did he say just go out there? Did he say, you got this? I mean, what was his words of wisdom going into your final qualifying run, knowing you could possibly walk away with the number one qualifier?
We were already number one at that point, and we were the last ones down the racetrack. So we kind of knew before we ran that we were number one.
And that you're going to stay there,
We got number one in Q1. Yeah. The weather got extremely worse. So we really didn't think that anybody could get around us at that point.
Yeah, that's a good thing to know. It's a good thing. And then going into race day, so you had quite a stellar lineup to get to the finals. What goes through your mind as you're racing somebody like, Greg Anderson and Bo Butner, who have been doing this for years? What goes through your head?
Honestly, I just try to remember that I'm racing the racetrack because it's honestly who gets there first at that point. So you just have to tune to the racetrack and stay focused and not really worry about who's in the other lane.
That is a good way to think about it because you're right. I mean, I don't know. I'd just be worried. I overthink everything. So I'd just be like, oh, my God. So you have got this down pat. You got the thinking about that. And then, just getting to the final round at your 5th race. Tell us what was going on in your mind and what was, before going up for the finals. What were you thinking?
I just wanted to go out there and do the best we could and hopefully come home with a win, which that didn't go as planned, but it's okay. We learned a lot from that pass, and a lot had happened during that pass, and it was definitely an interesting round, but just go up there and do our best.
And how does it feel knowing that you were part of history, that was the first ever final round with 2 women in Pro Stock? I mean, how did that hit you?
I think it was really awesome to be part of something so special, and I think due to a lot of things that was kind of swept under the rug this weekend by a lot of people. And I think that it really needs to be made a point that the first time that had ever happened.
Yeah.
The first time it ever happened. And I think that due to other things that went on throughout the weekend that was overlooked. And I feel like it's a big deal and it's huge for the sport. And I feel like it really needs to be more well known of how big of a weekend it really was for Pro Stock.
It's huge deal. And I was shocked. I'm like, we're how many years into NHRA? And this was the first all-female final in Pro Stock. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you're mentioning that.
It was definitely cool.
Yeah. And like I said, you're in no matter what now, you're in the history books.
And that was awesome to know and have that accomplishment for sure.
That is so great. And so next for you after the race? Because, are you nervous going to the next race now? Do you think there's some pressure on you now that you've gotten this far, that everybody will be looking more intensely at you the next few races?
Honestly, I think there's a few things. Like, my team now has the confidence to know that they can be successful, and we can run with every other car in that class and every other team in that class. And I think it gave them the confidence that they really needed. So honestly, I think Epping will be fun and kind of a relief almost. And I think it showed everybody in the class that we're not there just to be a fill-in. We're there to shake it up and actually prove that we should be there and we deserve to be there. And I think I got some people's attention.
Oh, it certainly did. And now do you feel pressure, a little bit of pressure too? Are you good, because people are already throwing out Rookie of the Year this early in the season. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I would love that, and I think that would be really cool, but we still have a long way to go. We're only it'll be the 6th race, so I really think that we just need to focus on what we have set in our minds, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I love that attitude, and you're gonna love Epping. That's the fans there are so passionate. You're gonna have such a good time up there.
I love the Epping track and the area, so I can only imagine what it'll be like going for Pro Stock, like with the fans and everything. So I'm super excited for that opportunity.
Yeah, I remember we had to race there one time on a Monday, and the stands were packed. And I'm like, I bet you the news people will be doing a story about massive sickouts in the Epping area because nobody's at work. They're all here at the racetrack.
Oh, for sure. I could only imagine. Like I said, I'm super excited about it.
And now talk to me too about your fans. I'm sure you've got a lot more new fans this weekend. And, do you like that part of the sport? Like getting out there and interacting with everybody?
I think it's honestly, so I'll be completely honest. At first, I wasn't sure how I would like it. I was super worried about it, but honestly, it's been so cool to interact with so many different people and learn so many different people's outlooks and how long they've been coming and how they got involved and everything. So I honestly think it's one of the best parts of the weekend.
Oh, they are. And hearing you're right. The stories about, how they fell in love with racing. I do love that part of it myself too.
Yeah, I love it for sure.
And we're talking about too that, you are a 3rd generation driver. You have your grandfather and your dad. What is the best advice they've given you about driving that you think about every race? What's the best advice they've given you?
Honestly, just to stay humble and have fun no matter what. That's
pretty darn good advice.
Yep, it honestly is. If you think about it, that's the best advice you could get.
Absolutely. It's about having fun, and don't take it too seriously. But you want to win, but I get it. And here's another thing.
Sure.
What do you have to say? Because I always have to ask this, what do you say to the other, young girls out there who are like, I want to be a Camrie Caruso. I want to drive in Pro Stock. What would you tell those people?
Honestly, to just do whatever it takes and keep on pushing because it's totally worth it. No matter how many times you stop during the process and think, okay, why am I doing this again? What is the point of this? Is it even going to work out? It always will. What's meant to be will be, and you just have to trust that.
Yeah. And like I said, I've seen such huge improvement. Because I've been watching all year at like testing and stuff like that. And you did a lot of testing and look at where you've gotten now. I'm just like, wow, that's the same girl who tested and look at her now.
It's been crazy, honestly.
But that's great. Like I said, you're showing so much improvement. Like you said, now the other teams know, look out for this team. They're not playing around.
No, I'm super blessed with a great team, and I'm excited for the remainder of the year.
That is great. And now tell us, where can we find you on social media? Where's the best places to follow you at your next races and all your interviews? Where would that be?
Facebook and Instagram, the Caruso family racing pages, and then my personal Instagram is Camrie Caruso Motorsports. We do have a YouTube that gets updated every now and again, but I promise I'm not as good at it as I should be yet. So don't hate on me for that. But the Instagrams and the Facebooks are always up to date.
Well, you're a little busy driving. I don't think people will be like, gosh, what's her problem, man? You know?
You'd be surprised.
I'm like, no, I understand. You got a few other things on your plate, especially this week. And so nobody would blame you for that. So is there anything else you want to say to fans or anybody before you head out today?
Honestly, just thank you for all the support and the warm welcome into the NHRA Pro Stock class. And hopefully we can make everybody proud.
That is good to know. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it and wish you so much luck at your next event and the rest of the year.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Thank you again for listening. I'm Nikki Clark, and this is Women Take the Wheel. Be sure to connect and follow on Facebook when you search for Women Take the Wheel podcast. And be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast right now on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is Women Take the Wheel with Nikki Clark. Follow and subscribe to this podcast now and discover even more great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online at allindianapodcastnetwork.com. allindianapodcastnetwork.com.